Let's talk about Hick's Law and how it relates to your personal safety and self-protection. Hick's Law states that the greater the number of options you have in the decision-making process, the greater the time it will take for you to make a decision. Now, in self-protection terms, you've got to look at the verbal and the physical responses. If I'm in that pre-conflict stage where someone perhaps is being aggressive and we're just having some sort of verbal interaction or altercation, then I don't want to either have no real trained response, nor do I want to have loads of potential things I could say, but none that I've drilled down to just having one as my go-to, one or two or three as my go-to techniques. So for example, if someone's getting aggressive, they might be an aggressive beggar who could come up to you and say, oh, give me some money, mate, or something like that. And you don't want to be like, no, I kind of haven't got change. You've just got to have a simple response. It's going to be, sorry, mate, can't help you. I've put my fence up and I'm walking away. It's that simple, right? If somebody is saying something like, you looking at me, you don't want to be lost for words. You've got to keep it simple, get your fence up, keep your distance, and move on. It's like, sorry, pals, and a bit of daydream, one of those days. You have a good one, all right? And off I go. So it's nice and simple. Usually just 2 or 3 stock responses will get you out of most situations, okay? Another one could be something like, look, I don't want your trouble, pal, right? I'm off. And that's it. You're not really engaging, you're just saying your piece and getting out of there. And it's the same with your physical responses. I don't need 25 different techniques or a ton of things that I've practiced for a grading, but under pressure, with adrenaline, with fear, with that imminent danger sense going on, I don't want to have to make a decision between all of these different techniques. That's going to waste time, and in that time you could freeze under the pressure, or you could, at worst, they could end up hitting you first. So you don't want to be in that situation where you get what technique syndrome, a logjam. You just got to have a few simple techniques. So let's say I'm backed into a corner, I've got no way out, I can't escape, this person is verbally threatening me, their physical body language is telling me that they're about to launch a physical attack. So I decide to go in that situation, I decide to go preemptive, right? Out of that small number of realistic techniques, for me, if I'm at this kind of distance, then some sort of fence position, then I'm either going to go for a palm strike or I'm going to go for a hammer strike, right? Those are my go-to techniques. There's not much decision making, right? It's one of those 2 techniques. I'm not going to get the logjam there. Yeah, sure, if I'm in much closer, in some sort of, maybe we're in a crowd, then I could go for an elbow if I'm, say, here, or maybe a headbutt or a knee. But even that adds up to what, 5 techniques? The vast majority of the time, however, I'm going to try and keep my distance and it's going to be a palm or a hammer strike. So there's no logjam. So in other words, keep everything simple, train it, pressure test it, and then you'll be adhering to Hick's Law and you'll make much quicker decisions. A shameless plug here, if you want to learn more about the principles of self-protection, I recommend this book, The 50 Principles of Self-Protection, which is now available on Amazon, and it is by R.K. Winborn, aka myself. So shameless plug, but if you want to learn more about this, got 50 chapters in there. One of them is specifically on Hick's Law, and you can learn about all the principles I'm talking about in my videos.